Welcome, everybody. St. Louis, this is the Kiel Center, the home of the Blues. On the road, the Dallas Stars come to town to take them on tonight. We're delighted to have you with us. Hello, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne. Two teams, a reversal of fortunes from last year, and mightily so. Bill Clement joining me here tonight. We take a look at the Dallas Stars team, Bill. It was a very rocky road in St. Louis for Mike Keenan. Joe Quenneville is here now with Keenan gone. None happier than Brett Hull, who has found the scoring touch again. And the St. Louis Blues have moved themselves above 500. A team not only in the playoff picture, but a chance for home ice. Bill, it is a dramatic change here in St. Louis.
It's incredible how happy this team is now and how they've responded. But I should point out, and Joel Quenneville admitted this today, because Al MacInnis is out of the lineup for the first game. He's going to be gone for a month. Their best defenseman gone. Now they start the real test. Joel Quenneville said the real test for our team and for me as a coach here begins tonight.
Well, there was no secret Brett Hull and Mike Keenan did not get along from day one, or maybe even before that. Since Brett Hull is just playing like Brett Hull again.
Yeah, and he's actually changed his style. I mean, he's gone back to the old Brett Hull, which is really kind of hanging out and coming late and waiting for Pierre Turgeon and the other guy on his line, Jeff Courtnall, to get a lot of the advance work done. And what these three have done together over the last little while since Joel Quenneville has taken over is nothing short of spectacular. The numbers basically say it all. 70 points in 19 games. Can that be? Yes, it can be. And these three guys are absolutely fantastic. Big Darian Hatcher and Ritford Matvechuk, the two best hitters for Dallas, will play against that line tonight.
And the interesting thing about tonight is both of these teams have reversed their fortunes from last year. They are ranked 4 and 5 in the Western Conference. These are important points for the playoffs. When we come back, we'll see the Dallas Stars and Mike Modano take on the Blues. 10 games in the previous meeting, St. Louis has won one and tied one against the Dallas Stars, and the second time that they have played here in St. Louis. And our netminders tonight, a shutout last night.
Artur Zerbe gets the start again. This is his first back-to-back set of starts this season, and Ken Hitchcock explained it this way: we're rewarding him. He had a shutout last night.
He got the victory, 28 saves last night in the 4-0 win over Tampa Bay, and there's Mr. Grant Fuhr.
Grant Fuhr will be the main horse in goal for St. Louis, and that has not changed, and it would not matter who came in here to coach this team. Mike Keenan, Joel Quenneville, anybody, Grant Fuhr is the man.
48th game he's played in. John Casey, the backup, has played in 13, and we are underway. Guy Carbonneau won the face-off, losing it to Harry York. Played back by St. Louis in their home white. Kravchuk had it, lost it at center. Tipped back away by Joe Murphy. Back on D, they'll have Mark Bergevin working with Kravchuk here. York is in the middle on this line with Joe Murphy on the right. Murphy has picked the pace up of late. 5 goals, 4 assists over the last 8 games. That's good news for the St. Louis team. You'll see the matchups here in this game. It starts right at the beginning of it. Both these coaches will try and get him. Murphy gets knocked down, actually tripped on that one, trying to make the turn. Todd Harvey was there in front of him. Icing call coming up here on the touch. Yes, getting back there was Igor Kravchuk. Well, he is one of the big stories in the National Hockey League, even though he doesn't come out on the ice. This is Ken Hitchcock, who has done a job.
He has, and what's going to make this game very interesting is that Ken Hitchcock really coaches a pursuit style. It's definitely defensive oriented, but it's not passive. They don't hang back. The Dallas Stars really want to come after you. And Joel Quenneville for St. Louis coaches the same way. He learned it from Mark Crawford. That's the way the Colorado Avalanche played. So of interest tonight is two teams playing very similar styles against one another.
Almost like looking in the mirror in some cases here at one another, and they both know that. So maybe a matter of who can get the thing done. Execution tonight. Mike Modano's line out there against Turgeon. Now the two big high scoring lines are out there against one another in this matchup. Tipped away along the near side boards. Held onto. Hull, Turgeon, and Courtnall have been spectacular as we showed you their numbers. Reaching in was Turgeon that time. Pulled the stick back. Gilchrist in the middle. Will tip that one in wide on Fuhr. Chased down in the corner by Chris Pronger. Pronger will have to pick up the pace for Al MacInnis, who is out of there. 4-5 weeks maybe for McGinnis, who suffered that dislocated shoulder in one of the few fisticuffs that he has ever gotten into. And it happened in the last game, and he's out of there, and it's a big loss.
Think twice about it again, that's for sure. And you know what's interesting, Chris Pronger, yes, the Blues are hoping that he can generate some offense, but he's already playing 30 to 34 minutes a game.
Yep, not going to get much more time than that, still be able to move. Jamie Longenberg was able to hold it in. They cannot control. There is Hull. Hull looking on the near side. Dumped it in. Matvechuk couldn't intercept it. Brought in Courtnall. Center. Turgeon. Score! They're at it again.
do it. You know they're going to come at you, but nobody has been able to contain this line of Turgeon and Courtnall and Brett Hull for longer than a few minutes. I mean, they are a scoring machine right now. Miscue in the neutral zone by Richard Matvichuk, and that's how Jeff Courtnall got by him. Then it became kind of a quick 2-on-1 against Darian Hatcher. Courtnall with a nice little pass that Irbe got a piece of, put it right on the Turgeon stick, just like that. Ken Hitchcock will not be happy. The Dallas coach, he had the defensive matchup he wanted against them, and it did not work. It broke down.
Unbelievable what this line is doing now. Turgeon's 10th goal in 19 games. And the blue line here in St. Louis gets other teams singing the blues when they're playing like that. They're scoring about 44% of the team's points since they were put together, and a smiling Brett Hull will add another assist on the goal. Turgeon gets it at 1:37, and Courtnall and Hull have the 2 assists on it. Joe Nieuwendyk takes it back in his own zone. Bob Basson out there on the line with him. Poke checked away by Stefan Matteau. Played to the boards by Daryl Sador. Sador able to clear it out of there. Nieuwendyk couldn't drive it ahead. St. Louis would have been offside. They lose control of the puck anyway, so the play will go on. An early 1-0 lead for the St. Louis Blues, and Basson brings it in offside for the Stars. So a big start for St. Louis, and they rock the house again, and the St. Louis crowd is back.
Yeah, and Joel Quenneville knows that this is a key game, and it will be a key stretch over the next month without Al McInnes. He said this morning, listen, things have gone well, but we haven't faced adversity. I said, what form could it come in? He said, well, maybe an offensive drought, maybe no wins, maybe injuries. Well, Joel Quenneville is about to be introduced to his real team starting tonight. He'll see what they're made of now.
They are a team that looks as though they're ready to pick the pace up for him. Trent Yanni tried to dump that one in. Craig McTavish had it tipped away, controlled by Mark Bergevin. Back out there on D. With McInnes out of there, we'll see how Joe Quenneville rotates these Ds. Scott Pellerin, the nice intercept, whipped around to the near side. Pellerin has been one of the benefactors in the coaching change. There he is right there. He was an up-and-down player between the minors and St. Louis. He's now getting regular playing time and is playing very well for them in the plus-minus department. Poke checked away, big hit put on by Billy Ewart in the black 17. 2-on-2 the other way, Zuboff in. Zuboff got ridden off the puck. Good defensive play made by Trent Yanni. Cleared up and out of the zone. Back to get it, Craig Ludwig. Ludwig working on D. Zuboff over to get it. Sergei Zuboff, 8 goals, 18 assists for him. The defenseman flipped high in the air by Ludwig, the assistant captain. That'll be knocked down, gloved ahead by Bergevin. Bergevin got it out of the zone. Courtnall is in the middle, changing it up. Turgeon the trailer. There he comes off the bench. His shot deflected by the D. Point shot. That's deflected into the corner. The rebound. Ricard Persson took the shot from the point. Turgeon tried to center. Hit the back of the net with that one trying to get it out. Boy, when this line comes out, you will get back on your heels because they are quick, fast, and all of them are scorers. Cleared around the far side boards. Persson over to get it. Persson whips it back near side for Chris Pronger, the 22-year-old. Cleared the length of the ice. Icing call coming here if Dallas gets there first, and they do. Matvichuk reaching in. Great to have you with us here in St. Louis, where the Blues have started out with a 1-0 lead.
How to speak Australian. Ouch. Cry, baby. Yeah. Foster's Australian for...
And 4th best in D. That's where they start their offense.
They didn't look like it on that first couple of shifts, and that's why Ken Hitchcock looks like he's got a snarl on. He's a 4-line coach, 6 defensemen, likes to roll them over. And this team played last night. They also play Saturday and Sunday, Dallas does. That's 4 in 5 nights. So Ken Hitchcock will try to stick to the 4 lines of the 6D. However, should they fall behind and stay behind late in this hockey game, he'll have to go to his offensive guys.
Big hit over there by Harry York, one of the rookies. Couple of real fine rookies on the St. Louis team. Keep an eye on Jim Campbell, who wears number 10, leads all rookie scorers, and Harry York, who's out there right now, is 6th among the rookies in scoring. 37 in white, is banging the body. That one is sent back in, and the offside called. 1 shot in the game and 1 goal. The Blues have it.
Ken Hitchcock has now set out the Joe Nieuwendyk line with Pat Verbeek and Bobby Basson. This is a line that Dallas needs to produce, as well as Mike Modano's line. And it's going to be interesting to see how much ice time Joe Nieuwendyk gets, because Ken Hitchcock wants the Carbonneau line and or the Modano line out there against Brett Hull and Turgeon. So if Ken Hitchcock sees Turgeon coming over the boards every second shift, if Quenneville decides to play the heck out of that line, I don't think Joey Nieuwendyk is going to see as much ice time as he would like.
Shot by Hull, deflected into the corner. There is Pat Verbeek on the far side. Verbeek clearing it out, intended for Nieuwendyk. Verbeek not scoring as much as he has in past seasons, but Pat Verbeek always is a presence. He's only had 4 goals in the last 27 games, but he is one of the feistier players in the NHL, and that continues to be true.
Yeah, Gary, he had a lot of chances early in the season. They didn't go in. He's making the big money now. He's making over $3 million, and he's the kind of player that if he feels is not completely pulling his weight, would start to pressure himself and start to press a little harder, and all of a sudden the goals disappeared. And this coaching staff here, led by Ken Hitchcock, has tried to tell Pat Verbeek and everybody else, listen, doesn't matter if you don't score. Continue to play your game, and you will contribute even if you're not putting the puck in the net.
Yep. And that's where the feistiness of that player comes in. Face-off at center is won by Craig Conroy and brought back in the near side for Bergevin. Bergevin get it up to Conroy, goes wide side. Just rolled into the zone where Craig Ludwig comes back to get it. He got forced into the corner, but did get it out of there. Blues territorially have been dominating here as far as getting the puck at center and getting it back in the zone. Campbell, the rookie we were talking about, 10 white on the near side wall here waiting. That'll be pushed away by Mike Peluso. Peluso got it in. Campbell the trailer, but he brought it in offside. 5 minutes into it here in St. Louis at a 1-0 lead to the Blues. National Hockey Night on ESPN Sunday night. The New York Rangers take on the Florida Panthers. We'll have it for you at 8 o'clock from Florida. John Van Beesbrook of the Panthers focusing the second highest scoring team in the NHL. Hope you'll join us Sunday night, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific.
So the big talk is that Wayne Gretzky hasn't scored in 15 games. My answer to that is, so what? 4 assists last night in a 5-2 win against Hartford, as long as his line is producing, and that is the case because Robitaille and Sundstrom are doing it. Doesn't matter if Wayne isn't scoring. He is setting them up.
And the New York Rangers getting ready for the playoffs, too, looking to make maybe a couple more changes after one today.
Yeah, no question about it. The Rangers got Mike Eastwood today. That's the big center they've been looking for, and he's a pretty good defensive center, so that might take some of the face-off responsibilities off of Mark Messier's shoulders and give them at least a big body down the middle to help compete against the other big Eastern teams.
They will need that. There's a great youngster right there. Chris Pronger, 5 goals, 16 assists for him. And his coach and his teammates believe this is a future Norris Trophy winner someday to be the best defenseman in the league.
Chance for him to shine is now because of Al McInnes, who went out with the dislocated shoulder. This is the fight that Al McInnes was in against Detroit. It's Tim Taylor. When they went down, Al McInnes was already hurt before he went down. You could see that he didn't try to throw any punches.
What a huge loss. Al McInnes, 6th among defensemen in scoring, but means so much more than that to this team. One of the problems they were concerned with, Brett Hull said, and so did Joe Quenneville, the coach. Who's going to get us that first pass out of the zone? Who's going to get it up? That's where he has excelled all of his career. Shot back in. Nieuwendyk scores! Grant Fuhr off balance to the left side. Nieuwendyk threw it back and ties this game up at 1-1.
Wow. What a play by Darian Hatcher. And okay, now the Stars have actually evened the score against the Hull line because that is Turgeon, Hull, and Courtnall that are out there and that were scored against. But look at Hatcher come off the boards with it, and he found daylight. There was a little seam, and it was really cool what he did. He looked cross ice, but out of the corner of his eye, watch, he's almost going to look at us. And then he just drifted it down the little lane. There was a tiny seam, and nobody thought he was going to do it. Joey Nieuwendyk was waiting for it. Great transition by Nieuwendyk, who is really starting to come on offensively now.
A 20-goal scorer. He joins Mike Modano, who's got 23, as the 2 at 20 now for the Dallas Stars. And they've tied this game up at 1 apiece. And a great move on Grant Fuhr down low. Played back of the zone. Not a lot of shots here, but the opportunities have been converted. 2 shots for each team. Bergevin goes back into his own end. You'll see the forecheckers moving in for both these teams. They both like to put heat on, force the turnovers if they can get them, and that's what Dallas has done here. Cutting in with Zubov. He was alone for a moment, but the puck never got through the pile. Zadorov will come back on the touch-up and the icing call on the Blues with 14:01 left to go here in this first period. Nieuwendyk is 20th at 5:21. Hatcher, the only assist. Coming into the game offensively for this team, they have upped their goal output from last year from number 23 in the league to number 8. They're 3.04 a game, and if Nieuwendyk keeps this pace going, they'll go even higher than that.
Joe Nieuwendyk has not lost it, that's for darn sure. He still has that offensive touch. But with the system now that he's being asked to play, and really Bob Gainey had even a stronger defensive system that was more passive than Ken Hitchcock's. Joe Newbank has to really pay a lot of attention to keeping the puck out of his end and out of his net.
Neil Broughton, number 7, is out there. He, of course, is back home, having been picked up after moving around among the minors and the National Hockey League this season. Now back where, with the franchise at least, that he started with. Played back in behind the net by Pronger. Broughton wearing the always number 7 out there in black tonight. Pronger moving it up, dumped that one in, knocked down, probably wasn't even on net, but Irbe wasn't going to take any chances, and he'll hang on to it.
So Neil Broughton is back, and he has to figure out the Ken Hitchcock system. He's been there for a few days. Today we sat down with Ken Hitchcock and said to him, what is your system, Hitch?
It's defense through pursuit, not through passive play. We don't want the team in our zone. We want to spend time in their zone, and we try to do it with hard pursuit. I think foot speed is important, but also thought process is equally as important. You can play this system if you can think the game. If you don't have either, you're going to have trouble.
So in other words, he doesn't like dumb guys that can't skate.
Well, there are a lot of coaches who probably would emulate that feeling.
Yeah.
And so far, he has found himself some guys who are exactly the opposite.
Unless you can really fight. And
Yep.
then you can be dumb, and it doesn't matter if you can't skate.
But only 1 or 2 at most per team gets that opportunity. Darian Hatcher ran it in. Hatcher's centering pass bounces off the skate near side boards, picked up by Campbell. Jim Campbell, 18 goals, 19 assists on the season for the rookie, and he's been consistent all season long. Has it knocked deeper into the zone, batted away Todd Harvey. Harvey forced Peluso deeper into the end. Forecheck is putting the heat on. Guy Carbonneau has done it all his career, was up there that time. Chased down on the near side. Good hook put on by Campbell to try and free that puck up. He and Grant Ledyard went at it. A penalty will be coming up here. A delayed call. There it is. Our referee tonight is Rob Schick. Mike Civic and Thor Nelson are the linesmen working the game with him. We'll have our first penalty here. 12:53 to go in the first. Game time at 1.
Speak Australian. Remote control. Yeah. Foster's Australian for...
First power play of the game coming up on the penalty right here.
Yep, Jim Campbell put a little tug on Craig Ludwig. Turned out to be a big tug.
And Ludwig in the retaliatory action called for holding the stick at 7:07. So Ludwig goes, and the first power play of the game will go to the St. Louis Blues.
I'm glad you mentioned
See how I
that.
covered that for you?
Well, I appreciate that because I'm looking for a St. Louis disadvantage here, and it's the other way around. Thank you.
Yeah, well, I thought the same thing you did till they went down at the penalty box. They keep that first line out there on the power play. St. Louis does. They will miss Al McGinnis at the point. Brett Hull, he was out there politicking tonight for the point job. He wanted to be out there on the point. He's not right now, at least. He's playing up front. Pronger's back there along the line with Igor Kravchuk, who's taken over from McGinnis, and it's poke checked away on the pass back to him. Rolls away to center. Short-handed. Dallas looking down the middle. Broughton, he'll just dump that one in behind the net. There you see the specialty teams. St. Louis 16th, 8th on the penalty killing unit for Dallas. Straight through the middle. Hull is the trailer. Courtnall in the hole. He scores! What a play by Courtnall to set up Hull. 64, 97, and 27 in his career, getting his second start. So the number 1 netminder for this team sits and watches.
That would be Andy Moog.
Moog's having a great year again, this Dallas Stars team, but Irbe getting the shutout. It's to go back-to-back literally. Played around by Pronger in the far side. Courtnall line back out there. That's accounted for both Blues goals. Couldn't be handled by Turgeon. Dump pass. Nieuwendyk. Nieuwendyk sends that one into the zone. Pronger going after it. Pronger, Basson batted it away from him. Intended for Verbeek, who knocked it down in center. Good play by Verbeek, but Nieuwendyk had the stick up, and it went right underneath the skates. Knocked away from Hull. Played deeper into the zone by Matvichuk. Courtnall is up on the forecheck here. Courtnall moved it over, but Nieuwendyk will dump it in wide. Grant Fuhr leaves it, just lets it sit back in behind the dasher. Blues leading it here by a score of 2-1. Both teams change it up on the fly. Hull knocking that one down. I said Hull the first time.
It was a hell of a play.
It was a hell of a play. Back over to Madonna. Mike Madonna moves it in. Sticked away by Pronger. Clears it off on the wide side for Harry York. He'll just leave it behind the play for Scott Pellerin. Pellerin sends that one in. Irbe knocks it down. Round the near side board. York get over to Hold it in the zone. Good play by York. Tipped away along the near side from Joe Murphy. Murphy came back to help out. Murphy, Pellerin, who had been tied up there. Puck free to Darian Hatcher. Hatcher comes over to get it, and the Dallas captain sends it out. Gilchrist the kick, couldn't get it on the stick. And it'll be played deeper into the zone. Scott Pellerin sent it back. And Dallas changing it up with the fly here. Pellerin up ice. Onside. Pellerin turning, waiting for help. Not been a change here. Flipped that one right through the middle, intended for York, who lost his stick in front. Ludwig clears it around for Dallas, not out of the zone, though. Murphy will dump it back a little bit deeper. Tipped away by Madonna. Played by York. Up the near side towards Bergevin. Bergevin waiting. A lot of hitting going on well after the puck has left players' sticks in this game. York looking. York trying to clear it up. Had it bounced away in the far side. Picked up by Matvichuk. Richard Matvichuk clears it out.
Gary, I don't know if one of the defensemen for the Stars has gotten banged up already, but it looks like Ken Hitchcock has kind of juggled his defense pairings out there. I mean, he's got one out there that he goes with, Sador and Zubov. He goes with that regularly, but that last one of Ludwig with Matvichuk is not the way he planned on starting this game.
See if that changes here. Broughton drops it back in the middle. Marshall open save made by Fury. Rebound. Broughton centering pass is blocked into the corner. Good chance. Trent Yanni able to clear it out of there. Poked ahead by Conroy. Conroy tied up by Zubov, and he kept him tied up. Great chance as Dallas ended up with the odd man advantage down low. Broughton sends that one in. The defenses had struggled here in this first period in St. Louis. Campbell puts the hit on, doesn't get the puck out. Dump pass intercepted. Billy Ewart tried to center that one. Campbell sending it, at least tried to send it off the boards, but it goes onto the Dallas bench. Take a look at our Molson Ice League leaderboard. There you see Andy Moog, the backup tonight for Dallas. The wins all time. Grant Fuhr 343. They are 1 and 2 among the active netminders in wins.
And they're buds. They're pals. Why, my gosh, they were teammates. The Oiler dynasty that was established had these two guys backstopping them between 1981 and 1987. And then Andy Moog went to Boston, and Grant Fuhr stayed for a few more years.
Moog's got 20 wins. Grant Fuhr has got 23 on this season. 5:50 left to go here in the first period. A 2-1 lead. Turgeon, Holland, Courtnall. That line is accounted for the 2 goals. McTavish reaching in, but was knocked away by Guy Carbonneau. Far enough so they could get it in the zone. Grant Fuhr came out to play it. Rolled away to center. Battle on there. McTavish moved up, took it away, lost it, played back by Todd Harvey. Harvey got it over to Carbonneau, moving in. Carbonneau looking in the middle for Harvey, couldn't get it there. Deflected, and the Blues will bring it back out. Mateau. Stephane Mateau, 12 goals, 12 assists on the year. They had a 3-on-2, but couldn't get it in deep enough. Mateau's shot, and that was wide on the short side. Rebounds up the near side. McTavish got over, though, as Dallas just kind of let that one roll. McTavish came all the way across ice to get it. Puck gets stuck against the boards. McTavish centering pass. Blocked back in behind the net to Grant Ledyard. Ledyard cleared it up to Harvey, and Harvey gets it out of there. It will be an icing call, though. Back on the touch, Jamie Rivers. They get the whistle, stopping it at 4:56 here in the first.
Jamie Rivers gets another crack at it because Al McInnes is out of the lineup. Rivers is up from the American League. But he has big shoes to fill. They're just going to have to all tighten up the slack.
Course of less than a season for the Devils, the Moose, the Roadrunners, the Kings, and now the Stars.
Yep, the new old face is back in a Stars uniform, really where he belongs, where he started his career in Minnesota. Neil Broughton, you know, he left his family in Dallas when he left and went to the New Jersey Devils, so it was just a I can imagine a fabulous bit of news when he got the call saying that Dallas has picked him up off waivers after the Los Angeles Kings and put him on waivers.
He was thinking about retirement, thought about it seriously, but the call to go back to Dallas, just what he was looking for. Jammed up for Big back in behind the net, reaching in, puck down on the ice for Big, dug it out, trying to center Matvichuk, who was cutting in. Dallas D had moved up on that one. Courtnall swung that one out nicely. Howell will crisscross here at center. Pronger brought it in, but a whistle and an offside call on that crisscross along the blue line.
Yeah, you got to get the puck across the blue line before you drop it back. That didn't really happen that time. Chris Pronger was trying to lead the rush, but see, that's why, you know, when we talk about defensemen backing in, Gary, that's why it's so important for a defenseman to stand up. If a defenseman, see the sticks on the right, those were the defensemen trying to force Pronger to make a move. And where you want him to make the pass is right at the blue line. It's obviously more difficult to make that stand-up play as a defending defenseman against a team that's got great speed, but Chris Pronger didn't have much speed going there, and Dallas defense deserves some credit for forcing that pass there.
Something they have not done much of here in this first period. Cleared ahead by Sador. Big bang up on the near side as York got Sador after he let that pass go. And Sticks getting up a little bit here. There's no penalty called here. It was a delayed onside call, and then the discussion. Well, there's another guy who's big invigorated. That's Murphy. Joe Murphy found some new life here, and they need that of him if their offense is going to be successful. Made a lot of money, expected to be a scorer.
Expected to be, but he only pierced the 30-goal mark, pierced that 30-goal veil one time in his career, so can't expect that much out of Joe Murphy.
They will pick a penalty up on this aftermath. Right there. Yes.
Called a cross-check, I believe, but he almost punched him with his right hand at the top of the stick.
Murphy at 15:52 goes, and the second penalty of the game and the first power play opportunity now for Dallas. You see Dallas's power play ranked 15th, while St. Louis in penalty killing is 20th. Dallas has gone 0 for 9 against St. Louis this year in the previous 2 games. They'll look out in front for Nieuwendyk, batted away, not in on net. Good play to the corner by Kravchuk, and he clears it out of the zone. And almost intercepted. Short-handed opportunity right there. Charging up ice was Craig Conroy, 22 in white, cleared around near side.
Correct myself, Gary, for a second. I don't want to sell Joe Murphy short. He's hit the 30-goal mark twice in his career. Still, I don't think that makes him necessarily a lock on a 30-goal year.
No, it doesn't look like it'll happen this year. This is a big explosion. Back on the near side to Sador, is working out at one of the points. Sador and Zubov. Tic-tac. Nieuwendyk is set up in front, along with Langenbrugger, their rookie right there, 15. He couldn't control the puck, and it's cleared around and out of the zone. On the power play, Dallas has been led by Mike Modano with 7 power play goals. Nieuwendyk has got 5, and both of them will be camped out in front of the opposing netminder on the power play. Swung back up to Zubov. Zubov takes the shot. Save made. Fuhr rebound. Kick back on him once, twice, and it went off the side of the net. And Verbeek had the opportunity out in front on the first chance. Modano out there goes back to Zubov. Near side Sador. His shot deflected out deep. Good play off the near side boards as Mateau blocked it. Haven't cleared yet. McTavish comes over trying to get it out of their camp. Nice read by Sador. Sador moves back to the middle and then lost it.
He hit the hard play and flipped the easy one.
Just bounced out of the zone.
Yeah, just bounced over his stick. The ice looks like it's getting a little sticky and choppy here at the end of the period.
Right back in by Darian Hatcher. Hatcher sends it around far side for Dave Reed. Reed with Verbeek behind the net. Dropped it back in front. Shot. Fuhr kicked that one away. Oh, big save right there on the setup for Gilchrist in front of the net. Power play. Time running out for the Stars, who are trailing here by a score of 2-1. Time running out on this power play. Short-handed. Conroy got it in, knocked away by Broughton, and the power play is over. So St. Louis kills that one off, and the Stars do not convert on it. Shots are even at 7, but the Blues have the 2-1 lead. Harry York over. Scott Pellerin over. Pellerin got it out. Cleared back into the zone where Hatcher will come over, and a whistle, as that will be an offside. 1:49 remaining to go here in the first. Their captain, Darian Hatcher, 3 goals and a lot of ice time.
Yep, missed 14 games with the knee and came back, got into shape just before the All-Star break. And this is a team that cannot really afford to be without Darian Hatcher. Not only is he is their captain, but he is their biggest hitter. And in a division, the Central Division, that is really at times a black and blue division. They have such great wars with Chicago, have battles with Detroit. When they get into games against teams like that, they really have to have Darian Hatcher to be effective. And if Darian Hatcher and Richard Matvechuk can track down the Turgeon line, in other words, make contact with them, they can slow them down, but they haven't laid any body work on him yet. They haven't been able to catch him.
Neil Broughton won the face-off, and then immediately his line heads off the ice here to get the matchup they wanted. Into the corner. Langenbrunner paying the price over there, but that rookie stands up to it. Hatcher, the shot blocked out deep by Pronger. And a chance for the break. Courtnall, Turgeon's in the middle. Here's Pronger moving it in. Pronger over to Turgeon, but it was blocked as Dallas got back on D. And they've got to get back on side. Rivers waiting. Turgeon was coming out of the zone. Darian Hatcher on the far side. Hatcher out there with Matvechuk, defensively the pairing. Mike Modano's line out there. Madonna will be the trailer. Move back into the middle by Gilchrist. Trying to get it back over to Madonna. Gilchrist moves in. Drop pass. Pronger was there. And Pronger clears it. Turgeon moving. Turgeon into the middle. Hall in front of him. Hall dropped it off. Intercepted by Madonna. Good back-checking job by Madonna. Langenbrunner's got it. Less than a minute to go here in the first period. And the Blues have the 2-1 lead. And it's been the Turgeon line. Turgeon picking up one goal. Hull the other. And in the middle of that, it was Nieuwendyk with his 20th that put the Stars on the board. Shot in wide on Fjord, but tipped by Bassett. Play by Bassett in front on Grant Ledyard's shot. Ledyard back at center. Ledyard over for Bassett. Deflected back in. Bergevin sends it wide. Verbeek's up on the check. Out through center. Ledyard again back to get it. He and Craig Ludwig, two veteran defensemen, out there together. Brought back in the zone. Nieuwendyk was up. Down to 17 seconds left to go here. York lost control. Both teams complete a quick line change here. On the near side, Murphy. What a move by Bassett. Murphy the shot, and it was blocked by Ledyard. But what a move at the blue line. Verbeek has lost his stick. Goes back to pick it up. Verbeek the pump check. Shot and covered. Now Turgeon angry at Verbeek. Verbeek was upset because he felt Turgeon had ripped the stick away from him. Went back to pick it up and then went back after Turgeon.
Is that Turgeon or it might be Harry York?
Harry York.
37.
It is.
And you know what? I think Verbeek has picked up a penalty here. He smoked him right in the chops, and Harry York went down, and Rob Schick didn't say anything, and it wasn't enough for Pat Verbeek. He went at him again, and I think Verbeek might have picked one.
We've completed the period. Verbeek, though, is going to draw the penalty at the end of it. The Blues have a 2-1 lead. ESPN News will update you on all the highlights in the NHL and the rest of sports after this. 37, Turgeon from Courtnall and Hull. St. Louis up. Dallas tied it. Nieuwendyk from Hatcher at 5:21. Then Hull from Courtnall and Turgeon on a power play at 8:01. And St. Louis has a 2-1 lead and a Verbeek penalty for roughing at the 20-minute mark. Gives St. Louis their second power play. So here they go. They're 1 for 1 on the power play, and they're 4 for 8 this year against Dallas. Far side for Hull. Hull had that one tipped away and got it back. Good steal. Hull moving in. 3-on-2. Hull the shot. He ripped it wide. Rebound. Couldn't center it. Turgeon and Courtnall both down low. Courtnall with the puck. Hull at the side of the net. Turgeon set up in the offside post. Courtnall gets dumped by Broughton in front. Hull tried to tip that one away. Couldn't. And Dallas will clear. Dallas Stars penalty killing unit coming into this game had been 90% effective over the last 6 games. But on the first power play chance the Blues had, they scored a power play goal, and they've got the 2-1 lead, and they've got the man advantage right here. Back for Kravchuk. Pronger goes back up on top. Hull dropped it off to Turgeon. Pronger is set up now in front of the net. Pronger getting elbowed by Darian Hatcher. There's a good matchup in front. Two big defensemen down low. Shot Hull off Urbe. Rebound Courtnall off the stick of Urbe. Anders Urbe being tested here on the start of the second period. Back up for Turgeon. Look at the room. The shot save made by Urbe as the Dallas D just backs in.
And you know what? Turgeon's got a real sneaky quick shot. I mean, he releases when you don't expect it.
They're guarding Pronger in front. Hatcher and Pronger going at one another. Courtnall, see 44 in white there. Ian Hatcher banging away. Hull the one-timer. Deflected off the defenseman, sticking over the glass.
Ooh, they're still going at it. But one thing Dallas knew when they came into this hockey game, the big line is the line that they would have to stop. And they didn't even come close in the first period. Early in the first period, Jeff Courtnall bust over the line to Pierre Turgeon, who was all alone. And it was 1-0 St. Louis. Then a great play by Darian Hatcher down low to Joey Nieuwendyk, tied it. And then here they came again. Turgeon, Hull, and Courtnall. Brett Hull finished it off. The big guns in this game for the respective teams. Mike Madonna only played 5:18 in the first. Brett Hull 6:42. Hull had a shot, 2 points. Courtnall had 2 points. Turgeon had 2 points. So, what, make that 76 points now in 20 games, and we've got 2 periods to go.
Hull had 12 goals in 32 games when Mike Keenan was here. He has scored 17 in the last 22 since Mike left. And obviously, you play better, you work better when you are happy coming to your task.
Doesn't matter if you push a pencil or push a hockey puck around an ice surface.
Always holds true, doesn't it?
The workplace is not a pleasant place to go to. You just dread going there, and as a result, the output goes down, 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 down. I mean, human nature is human nature in any form.
And the power play continues here for the St. Louis Blues. Down to 29 seconds on it. They've got to come back to center to get it. Jamie Rivers is out there now working at one of the points. The youngster getting a chance in the power play. Murphy took the hit from Ludwig. Cleared up the boards by Ledyard. Not out yet. And cleared away to center. Madonna was breaking up ice. Still is. It'll be tipped back in. Madonna was hanging it the other way. Cleared off the near side. Going short-handed. Broughton trying to dump it in. He got leveled on the boards. The near side. Back out. Here's a 2-on-1 the other way. Here's Madonna over to Broughton. Broughton turns. Can't get the shot on.
Gosh, with a tough time Mike Madonna has had breaking loose in this hockey game, he's got to fire the puck there. He's got a great rifle, a great gun when he lets it go. And he tried to be unselfish and pass to Neil Broughton, and that was gone. That play never even had a chance.
Power play is over. There's Daryl Sador. An interesting story. Do you believe his current coach, Ken Hitchcock, drafted him at the age of 12? And they were playing at Kamloops at the time. He was obviously underage for it. In fact, 4 years underage for it. But Hitchcock liked him so much at the tender age of 12 that when he was coaching at Kamloops, he drafted Sador and said, this guy's going to be an NHL player. At the age of 12, he made that decision.
Yeah, and then he came to camp at 15 and was good enough to play, but they weren't allowed to keep him. He was still too young to play junior. And really, Ken Hitchcock is responsible for Daryl Sador really now performing the way he's capable of in the NHL. I mean, he played in LA, and they went to the finals the 1 year, and then when Rob Blake got injured, he expected so much out of himself, tried to do too much. Now Daryl Sador is the defenseman that Ken Hitchcock always thought he'd be in the NHL.
Getting it done. Nieuwendyk on the faceoff, won it over to Bassett on the near side, intercepted though by York. His centering pass will be taken on the far side by Bergevin, who got it out of the zone. Banged off the boards by Nieuwendyk. Nieuwendyk has kept his streak alive. 6 goals, 3 assists over the last 7 games. As he picked up the goal tonight, he's now at 14 goals in the last 21 games for Nieuwendyk, who's out there centering this line. And the Stars get back on side for Nieuwendyk in the middle. Deflected, intended for Verbeek. Brought back in. Nieuwendyk poke checks it away. Stole it again. Mateau, centering pass in front. Deflected off the near side boards. 2 turnovers by Dallas in their zone. And Mateau was down there both times to knock it away. Jammed out by Conroy to Mateau. He'll be joined behind the net by Scott Pellerin. Pellerin waiting out in front. Puck turned in the middle and the tip wide by Mateau. Great battle here by this checking line. Mateau's pass for Pellerin intercepted. Verbeek will bring it out. Verbeek will move it in. Nieuwendyk had the intercept. That line will head to the bench for Dallas. Verbeek gets dumped behind the play. Ooh, there's a bad penalty by the St. Louis Blues. It'll be a high sticking call coming here as Verbeek got leveled and really nothing going on in the area. So a power play will be coming up and a chance for the Stars to tie this game up. Right there, Broughton out there against McTavish. McTavish wins the faceoff back to Pronger. Pronger going behind Grant Fuhr. We'll hold it up there. Bassam. McTavish comes back to help. They go into the 1-4 checker and not moving in aggressively on it from center. Dallas caused the intercept but couldn't control it. Twist dumps it in at the side of the net. Turned up by Zubov. Sergei Zubov. Zubov left it in the middle for Broughton. Broughton heads to the net. Shot, score! What a great setup by Broughton on the far side for Billy Eward. All of a sudden, right out of nowhere, this game is tied at 2-2. Eward was open, but it looked as though it was one that would be seen, and Broughton hit him, and the next thing you know, it was in the nylon.
Looked like it was just inside the post. Here comes Neil Broughton. St. Louis is back checking down the middle. And Billy Eward let it rip just inside the post. It's a good shot. Do you know what? It seemed to, did it drop or something? Grant Fuhr looked like he was a little confused on it. It wasn't that hard, but he ripped it just inside the post. Neil Broughton with a nice assist. Now both of these teams, you're open on the wing against these teams. They both do what's called, Ken Hitchcock calls it tracking. They bring their back checkers down the middle to try to force the play to the outside. I saw Dallas do it in the first period. That time, all 3 St. Louis back checkers were back checking down the middle, so you do have guys open on the sides.
And Verbeek moves it in. His shot saved by Fuhr. Pronger takes it to the corner. Just the 2nd goal of the season for Eward. And it has tied this game up at 2-2. Each team now with 10 shots as well. Third by Courtnall on the far side. Hull on this line, playing it back. Turgeon trying to get it to Courtnall, but it deflects to center. And it'll be chased back deeper into the zone. St. Louis. Pearson goes back to get it behind the net. Well, Billy Ewart on a shot that looked like it could have been handled by Grant Fjord. Ends up tying the game up. Hatcher takes it behind the net. Courtnall is on his back. Left back for Matvichuk. Matvichuk around. Intercepted Murphy. Had it on the far side. Couldn't control. Langenbrunner in the middle. Langenbrunner goes to the far corner. Dump play. York over there with Modano. Sent behind the net. Langenbrunner. Langenbrunner tied up momentarily. Tried to center. Once, twice. Batted away by Rivers. In the corner. Near side. Dallas putting the heat on here. Langenbrunner. Langenbrunner spinning. Kravchuk on him. Langenbrunner without his helmet leaves it for Modano. Tried to set a pick for him there. Modano taken out of the play by Harry York. York's been involved in some hits. He does not avoid the physical check whenever possible. Up off the board. St. Louis unable to get this puck out of there. Shot by Modano. Save made by Fjord. Good work here by the Stars to hold this in. Finally out the center.
Especially by rookie Jamie Langenbrunner, number 15, without his helmet. I mean, he just kept on digging. Look, here's another hit. He just ripped Rivers into the boards.
These rookies on both these teams play this game physically. Batted at. Nice 9-iron shot right there by Craig Ludwig. He was able to control that even though the man had beaten him. Chased down by Yanni.
Here's Billy Ewart right back out here on a double shift. I mean, why not? He's pumped from that goal that he scored.
Got the adrenaline going as we're almost halfway through this game and tied up at 2-2. And speaking of twos, a two-line pass.
So this game is tied now at 2 thanks to Billy Ewart. Goal number 2 of the season for Ewart. Let's take a look at what I was talking about. Ken Hitchcock calls it tracking. Look at the St. Louis forwards back checking. All three are back checking back down the middle. Now the idea is try to force the play to the side, but when we stop right here, you can see they're all in the middle. What that gives you is an option to either side, and Neil Broughton had an option to his left. It was Billy Ewart. So the idea is to force the play to the outside, but what St. Louis did not do on that play is get Neil Broughton to the outside. He was still able to come down the middle, and when you don't work with that tracking and you don't get on the outside, you got a problem.
And the shot by Broughton this time is wide. Rebound kick to the corner. Broughton over there doing battle. Broughton and Mark Bergevin. Broughton picking up the assist on that goal, obviously. He's right back out there. Broughton dumped it in behind the net. Trent Yanni came back to get it. The goal that ties it coming at 2-2 at the 7-minute mark. Broughton and Zubak the assist on Ewart's second goal of the season. There up to Marshall. Marshall dumps it off. Basson trying to move it in. Intercepted. And cleared on the flip out by Stephane Matteau. Dallas will chase down. Zubak coming back in his own end. Second period has been a bad one for St. Louis this year. They've been outscored 72-45 in the second period, including the goal that's been picked up here by Dallas. Back up on the blue line. Dallas territorially much better than they were in the first. Hatcher moves it in after Basson protected. Had it blocked out deep. Here comes Courtnall. He's alone. Courtnall with a step on Basson. Shot! And it goes off the end of the goaltender's stick. Basson collided with Hervé after he made the save. A tripping call is coming, however. Rob Schick with a tripping call. And it remains 2-2 despite the breakaway. Here in St. Louis at the Kiel Center, take a look at our Coors Light storyline. The Blues, that Super Blues line combining for 6 points in the first period. 4 for 9 versus the Stars in the power play. Hull's got his 30th. Broughton, 2 goals.
And our Coors Light replay, we're going to rewind a little bit. Well, a lot. 17 years ago, 1980, Neil Broughton playing for the U.S. Olympic team. The Miracle on Ice, where he actually picked up a lot of points, including this huge assist. And he hasn't stopped picking up points since. He is number 4 all-time American-born players in the point totals in the NHL. Joey Mullen is up on top, Housley, Pat LaFontaine, and then the man who's back home, Neil Broughton.
Power play underway here. Basson on the trip at 10-14. The Blues in a 2-2 game get the power play opportunity. It will be their 4th. In front, Courtnall kicked it home. Scores! Brett Hull! Well, he may not reach 600 as Mario has done in goals scored, but he'll be up there among the all-time leaders. 2 tonight, 516 in his career now for Brett Hull. Congratulations to Mario, too.
You bet. Brett may not make it this year, but he'll make it.
Layered off on the near side and out of the zone. Chased down by Darian Hatcher. Shots in this game not piled up. 14-13 in favor of Dallas. Into the corner, Harvey. He and Yanni do the big bang boom right there. Yanni takes the stick from Harvey. Now cross-checked. Now elbows him. Yanni. Harvey continue it in the crease. The shot deflected out in front off the D, and Ledyard's opportunity. Not out of the zone yet. Ludwig holds it in momentarily. Come back to center, and Dallas will have to regroup here. Pretty good battle going on right there. Set in by Todd Harvey. Harvey missed a couple of games with a suspension. It is his first game back since serving the suspension. So he's ready for a little bit of that roughhouse as he's set out to.
Yeah, he looks like he's been storing up that friskiness for the last couple of games. He's hard to play against. I mean, he's a real game competitor.
Langenbrunner on the near side for Dallas. Clears it out of there. Rivers knocked it down, sent right back in. Greg Ludwig on the far side, challenged by Turgeon for Modano, held in by Hall. Down low, intercepted Modano before it got there. Comes up along the blue line and banged out. Langenbrunner got it out of there. Back in the zone now as the defense is picked up here in the second period. Langenbrunner on the intercept. No, he was offside. Close, not quite.
Well, there is Todd Harvey, and Gary, you just mentioned his 2-game suspension. It happened in Buffalo, the incident did, and it was actually called an elbow, but Todd Harvey said, you know what, it was more of a forearm. A forearm smash to the jaw of Matthew Barnaby of the Buffalo Sabres. There it is, the forearm. So for a couple of games, he's been suspended, so he's been storing up that friskiness. Unfortunately, Trent Yanni was on the receiving end of some of it. And he's always in your face, always jabbing, always pushing, always shoving, always competing. Said the first thing he did when he hit Barnaby was look around to see if Rob Ray and Brad May were on the ice.
I don't blame him for that, actually. Cleared around near side, out of the zone by Hatcher. 2-on-1. No! Turgeon giving chase. Matt Tkachuk knocked it away. It would have been a 2-on-1. Back comes Courtnall. Courtnall gets spun around, still controls. Matt Tkachuk the hit on him. Centering pass. Hull was cutting, intercepted by Hatcher. Behind the net, Courtnall. Courtnall has played an inspired game, as he has been doing of late regularly. Hatcher clears it around. Not out. Held in by Rivers. Banged high in the air. Turgeon, though, got it. No whistle on that one. Over to Hull. Score! Centering pass. Courtnall will get credit for it. It deflected off the D.
You know how sometimes the myth is greater than the monster? Well, the monster is as big as the Dallas Stars thought it was going to be, and the monster comes in the form of the Pierre Turgeon line with Courtnall and Hull. Man, kind of a sharp angle shot. Don't know if it hit anything on the way in, but Jeff Courtnall just let it rip. Might have gone off Darian Hatcher, Gary.
I think so.
Yeah. But
that was a centering pass, really.
It may have been a pass to Brett Hull. But one way or the other, this line is demolishing Dallas. Yep, it went off his toe, went off Darian Hatcher's skate or his leg or his foot. It never got to Brett Hull. And Dallas is just getting eaten alive by one line. They have accounted for all of the Blues' goals.
They are giving them so much room. I mean, everybody's backed up when the offensive zone for St. Louis. The Dallas defense and their forwards are all in front of Irbe. And that's allowing the opportunity. Zubov's got it, a 4-2 lead for the Blues as this line just piling it on. Courtnall from Turgeon and Rivers. Courtnall's got 14 on the season. Ian Hall just banging away here in tonight's game. Guy Carbonneau cleared it up. And the fans are alive here at the Kiel Center. Brought in by Harvey. Centering pass. McTavish coming over to get it. McTavish and Zubov. Zubov intercepted it away from him. In front for Guy Carbonneau. Comes back to Zubov. He's open. Zubov the shot. Deflected and a save by Fjord. Fjord put his arms up after he made the save, saying, guys, give me a little room. I couldn't even see it. Cleared around. Guy Carbonneau knocks it down. Carbonneau holds it in. Tied outside of the net. Harvey's out in front of it. Centering pass off Pronger's skate. But that took a St. Louis bounce. And it'll be played by Mateau into the zone. Both teams will change it up on the fly. The Blues line putting on a show here, continuing. Right now is the best offensive line in the National Hockey League by points being put up since they've been put together. Played back in behind the net by Kravchuk, who came back to help. Kravchuk got it out of there. And Ledyard will go back. Grant Ledyard. Ledyard turning, paid for it. He got bumped on the far side, had to wait. Harry York intercepts, lost it. Comes back near side for Bergevin. Bergevin gets it up. Scott Pellerin. Pellerin looking. Pellerin trying to turn. Centering pass, just missed Murphy. Far side to get it, Bergevin. Bergevin, the gun behind the net. Pellerin tried to leave it for York, intercepted Ludwig, and Fred Ludwig cleared it out. And back to get it, St. Louis in their own zone. So the Blues, 4 goals on just 15 shots in this game, and not on any of those anything that Herbe was going to do about it. Herbe had the shutout last night, but the Blues have been able to get great scoring opportunities and convert on them.
They sure have, and the breakdowns have come against the line that Dallas knew they couldn't afford breakdowns against.
Line that could beat you, that you can't let happen, but it's happened here tonight. The side of the net, Kravchuk, after it had been knocked away by Grant Fuhr. Kravchuk brings it around to the near side, stepping up for it, Scott Pellerin. Pellerin lost it to Hatcher. Still loose along the boards. Pellerin able to clear it out of there. St. Louis trying to get a line change done here if they can. Back deeper into the zone now as both teams want to change. So Marshall dropped it back. Broughton's line comes out there. Hatcher played it ahead. Couldn't get it up for Marshall though. Jammed up on the near side. The big pile up here. Pellerin's got it against the boards. Kravchuk. Schick wants them to play it, and they have to. They couldn't get the whistle they wanted. St. Louis looking for this line change, and they'll be able to get it right now. Kravchuk back in his own zone. Marshall staring him down. Partially blocked. Guy Carbonneau. Puck still loose on the near side. Hull racing over. Couldn't get there. Centering pass right through the middle intended for Carbonneau. Good setup by Dave Reed. Reed, good play to hold that puck in. There's Reed kicking at it again. Carbonneau sends it deeper in behind the net. Harvey moved in, put the hit on. Blues trying to clear, can't. Hatcher shot. Deflected by Harvey, but wide. Harvey over to get it. And now Dallas putting the heat on again. Centered for Reed. Reed had it poke checked away to Turgeon. And Turgeon trying to move it up ice. Lost control. And St. Louis will change on the fly. Just a minute 49 left to go here in this second period. And the Blues have been able to jump out to the 4-2 lead. Back in the middle is Hull. Hull had some room. Sends it behind the net. Courtnall set up in front. Courtnall goes back to get it. Turgeon got pinned up. Centering pass for Hull. Blocked into the corner by Guy Carbonneau. And Carbonneau left it for Hatcher. Darian Hatcher sends it out. Down to a minute 26 into the zone. Dallas changing this one up. Back to get it. Pearson. His pass got by Carbonneau and sent in by Courtnall, who still has it. Courtnall trying to send it in. It hit off Bassett and came right back to it. Darryl Sador. Sador looking up. Guy Carbonneau's got it. Carbonneau looking wide side for Verbeek. Verbeek tipped that one in. Couldn't control. He'll be the trailer. Verbeek guns it in behind the net. Basson back to get it. Pronger rides him out of the play. Fuhr had to block that one. Here's Verbeek looking. His shot deflected in front. Basson spun around. Couldn't get the shot off. Verbeek trying to hold it in. Did. Verbeek from Basson. Tried to send it back for Basson. But Bob Basson was going the other way. Still not out of the zone. 47 seconds left.
Looked like Chris Pronger stretched his big long body out, and Pat Verbeek was trying for the pass. Pronger got a piece of it with his about 6'7" frame with skates on.
40 seconds left.
Now, Joel Quenneville of the St. Louis Blues wanted offensive chemistry on a line, so he went into the lab, and he came out with 3 good ones.
40 seconds away from our new Dodge intermission. We'll update you on all the NHL action and all the rest that's going on in sports. Scotty Bowman looking for that 1,000th win and trying to get it in Detroit tonight. That'll be coming up here during our second intermission. Zubov from the point. Deflected in front. Never got through on Grant Fuhr. Cleared out. 2-on-2. 3-on-2 the other way. Drop back to York. York in. York set it up and it's shot wide by Murphy. 17 left to go. Good setup. Another odd man rush. St. Louis has got 2 back here, though. Eigenbrunner and Modano. Modano's shot will be gloved by Grant Fuhr, and he will hang on to that. So, final 40 seconds, each team's had a chance.
Oh, man. Well, that was St. Louis's chance to inject the final bit of venom into the Dallas Stars' veins, and they missed their chance with less than 20 seconds to go. I mean, good play here by Kravchuk. Watch him drop it into the middle to Harry York. You see Dallas tracking back down the middle. See the 2 guys in black trailing the play? Dallas does that too. All their back checkers come back straight down the middle, trying to force the play to the outside. Pass went over to Joe Murphy, and I just think he misfired. I mean, it was a perfect pass by Harry York. Yeah.
There's Murphy. Turgeon, Hull, and Courtnall, the Blues line, has added 10 points to their total in the first 2 periods. They now have 80 points in the last 20 games. Talk about hot. 8.3 left here.
Gary, Brett Hull has 31 goals now, and Jaromir Jagr has 44 to lead the league, and Mario Lemieux has 37. I don't know if I'd bet. Brett Hull is not that big a long shot if he keeps going and it stays as hot.
Broughton a shot and a save made by Fuhr. These last 40 seconds are ticking off very slowly for the goaltenders.
No kidding. Chances at both ends. But if Brett Hull stays this hot and teams just cannot contain this line, Brett Hull, it's not out of the possible, out of the realm of the possible, that Brett Hull just keeps climbing up to actually win the goal scoring crown. I'll tell you what, this guy can score like bananas in bunches.
Tied for 9th in goals coming into the game. Has added 2 tonight. He's 4th in shots in the National Hockey League. And as he says, he's finding some room. 7-12 now, where he's gone 30 plus. Face off won by Guy Carbonneau, but they pulled the netminder, and the puck rolling towards the other end won't go in. It won't matter because the time has already expired. We've completed 2. Dallas 17 shots, St. Louis 15, but the Turgeon line, accounting for 10 points tonight, has given the Blues a 4-2 lead at the end of 2. ESPN News coming up right after that. There are the 2 stars that we've been tracking.
Mike Modano got one of his shots off of Grant Fuhr's mask, in case you missed it. Decked Grant Fuhr with a mighty slap shot, but it's been really tough going for Mike Modano. The Blues have not only been terrific offensively when the Hull line has been out there, but they have been real good defensively.
And we're underway here in the 3rd period. Grant Fuhr on the Modano shot, tipped that one away. Hull tried to clear and did. Here comes Courtnall. Courtnall's got Turgeon in the middle. Matt Tkachuk over. Shot, the save made and covered up by Irbe, and just barely. Matt Tkachuk, the lone black figure back there when that started.
Most guys can play an entire month and never have as many chances as Jeff Courtnall has had to really just break down the ice with the puck on a 2-on-1. See the way he cupped the puck, it kept rolling on him. Man, it rolled on him 3 times. Jeff Courtnall kept trying to cup the blade of his stick down and knock the puck down flat, and it just refused to. And then finally he didn't have much of an option, and he got a weak shot away. But Jeff Courtnall has made a lot happen in this game. The Turgeon goal, he made it happen. Brett Hull's first goal, he made it happen.
They have been spectacular. Bill Quenneville saying, I didn't realize how good these guys were till I got here. Save made by Irbe again on the point shot that just trickled on through. Rebounded behind the net by Harry York. He kicks it away to the corner. York, the rookie, dumps it back. Zubov was there. Zubov trying to turn it up. Found a little room. Dallas has got to find their offense here in this period. Moved in by Bassett. Dallas averaging 3 goals a game, giving up 2.37, the 4th best D in the NHL, but they've given up 4 to the Blues in 2 periods here in this one. Murphy, wide side, wide open, centering pass, deflects off the bodies all the way to the near side point. What a pileup in front of the net that time. Murphy trying to hold that one in, had it taken away and brought back out.
Scott Pellerin actually went all the way into the net behind Irbe. Bobby Bassett took him right to the net and then put him in the net.
Irbe jumped over him, got back out in front, was able to avoid anything going by him. Sent in, they wave off any icing here. Kicked away by Conroy for Campbell. Campbell taken out of the play by Broughton, who banked it off the boards for Ledyard. And Ledyard will start it out with Conroy right on his heels. Conroy creates the turnover to Mateau. Sent it for Campbell, but it was deflected out in front of the net. And played finally by Ludwig, who deflected the first pass. Tipped in Murphy. Murphy got it down low. St. Louis Blues on top here by a score of 4-2. And for Dallas, this is a place on the road where they've done very well this season. 16-9-2 on the road, 3rd best road record in the NHL. Outscoring the opposition 75-64, including the goals they've given up in this game. They're back to center. Dallas was changing it up, so Hatcher's there. He's got to wait. Hatcher will have to send it deep. Matt Tkachuk back. Matt Tkachuk goes over the red line, and we just tipped in wide by Modano. Modano will see even more ice time here, I would expect, in this 3rd. Dallas tries to find a way to get back in this game. Campbell to Turgeon. St. Louis changing behind the plate. Turgeon brought it into Courtnall. Tried to run it by Matt Tkachuk and could not. Matt Tkachuk has showed his defensive strengths in this game. Played a good game. Sent back in behind the net. Pronger was there, lost control, came right out in front. Off the near side boards are attempted, but it goes over for the whistle. Want to remind you our coverage of the National Hockey League right here on the Deuce will be continuing Saturday at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. A great matchup of Eastern Conference strengths. Philadelphia Flyers and the New Jersey Devils. High-scoring Flyers will be going against the stingy Devils. Martin Brodeur probably in net. And NHL Tonight will be coming your way. NHL Tonight follows all games on the Deuce and is seen in any event Tuesday through Saturday. So you'll see it tonight. Lots of action going on around the National Hockey League with a lot of finals to come your way.
And it becomes more meaningful as the days and the hours of the season just kind of tick away and disappear.
Important points for the playoffs. 8 teams going from each of the conferences. Intercepted on the spin move. Reed deflected and knocked away. Grant Fuhr. Turgeon was breaking through the middle along with Hull out at center. Langenbrunner, the rookie, back for Hatcher. Darian Hatcher, his pass to Langenbrunner came right back to him as Hull was there at center. Nieuwendyk dumps it in. Dallas, when they have dumped tonight, have not been able to get there first. Cleared around but not out by Pronger. Intercepted by Hull. Turgeon's in the middle. Turgeon with a little room, looks wide side. Got people open. Shot Courtnall, missed it on the short side, but he rifled it. Held onto by Turgeon. Along the boards, Hatcher gets it out. And the Stars back. Nieuwendyk. Nieuwendyk ships that one in. Nieuwendyk with one of the goals in this game. He and Eward have the goals.
You know, Gary, that point you just made about Dallas dumping it in and not being able to get pressure, that pretty well sums it up for Dallas. I mean, Ken Hitchcock, in describing his own coaching style, said we're a pursuit team, and they have not been able to get it. Ooh.
Oh, great pass from Big to Modano. But Modano on the tip did not get it on Grant Fuhr. And odd man opportunity right there. There's one of the occasions where they did get to it ahead of the St. Louis Blues. Dubov cleared it up. Modano brings it out. Modano moving it ahead on the crisscross. Modano, Bassett, poke checked away. Up along the boards, held onto by Sador. Behind the net, Basson gets knocked down. Basson leveled by Pearson. Pearson and Basson, the 228s are back there. Basson and Black over to get it. Pearson grabs a hold of him. Cleared up by Murphy, got it out of the zone. Got leveled by Verbeek. And both teams want to change here. And the linesman on the far side is Broughton, comes out on the ice. Neil Broughton, who's added an assist to his totals here in this game. 4th game he's played back with the Stars. He's in center on this line. Sent for Marshall on the near side. Knocked away by Pronger out of the zone. Will be chased by Conroy. Got beaten to it. Played by Ludwig and cleared out. Way offside the Blues. Won't matter here as Dallas is able to clear it out. Trent Yanni going back. Yanni off the boards for Pronger. Couldn't get it down. Dallas down low. Shot save made by Grant Fuhr. Big play again. Second chance ripped wide. 2 opportunities for Billy Eward, who's got a goal tonight. Back in behind the net, Marshall. Grant Marshall. Marshall gets it back. Eward and Broughton out there in this line. And that's deflected away by Trent Yanni, but not out. Ledyard held it in. And Grant Fuhr will hang on the blue line shot. So the Stars pick the pace up again. He's got a chance for a hat trick tonight. 2 goals, 31 on the year. For
Billy Eward, he's known for his hands, but not for scoring goals with the hands or generating scoring chances. He's one of the tough guys in the NHL, but here he fielded a fly ball, knocked it down, then used his skate to get it up to the stick, and I'll tell you what, Grant had to make a good save.
Grant Fuhr again looking in the big tie-up in front. Courtnall comes away with it. Courtnall to Hull. Hull for Courtnall. The shot, save Irving! But another great setup. They are charging the net. Courtnall went with his back to the boards. Hard.
That doesn't leave much air in your lungs. 0. Here's Courtnall again. I mean, the Stars have let Jeff Courtnall bring it through the neutral zone, and something good for St. Louis has happened just about every time he's been able to lead the rush. Richard Matvichuk kind of chopped him down, and Courtnall spun out back first into the boards. He's up and all right. Brett Hull is cheering on the sideline, saying, all right, he's not hurt. And so is Pierre Turgeon. I mean, these guys have really found the chemistry. I mean, it's amazing how well they play together.
Goal and 3 assists for Courtnall in tonight's game. Hull has picked up a couple of goals looking for the hat trick, and Turgeon, he got the first goal of this game, and he has had a couple of assists. Well, they're close now since the line has come together to accounting for 50% of the team's points.
Let's see, there are 4 forward lines. That should be about 25% per forward line. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. That up. Somebody's not doing their job. No, that's not the case. These guys are just on fire. And it's, I'll tell you what, it's nice to have a line that gets hot for 3 or 4 games or for a road trip. Man, when you can get them hot and they can last for a month, month and a half, couple of months. Woo.
The Blues brothers. York looking out in front. Spins it off the near side boards. Murphy tried to cut to the middle. Sent deeper by Mark Bergevin. York again for Scott Pellerin. Pellerin turning back in behind the net. And Murphy back there. Pellerin, Murphy, York crisscrossing. Pellerin shot. Score! A one-timer by Scott Pellerin.
Oh, man, Ken Hitchcock is now really not liking what he's seeing, because his team kind of ended up setting up in sort of a zone defense, which is passive. And Ken Hitchcock is a force a turnover kind of guy. Look at the time for Joe Murphy, nobody moving to him. And then Scott Pellerin took a page out of Brett Hall's book and actually drifted back into kind of no man's land. See that face-off dot? So hard for a defenseman to justify going out to the face-off dot to check somebody, to take him, because you take yourself away from the front of the net. And Pellerin was really well situated to take that pass and ram goal number 5 home for St. Louis.
Scott Pellerin gets his 5th on the 20th shot for the Blues in this game. And St. Louis now has a 5-2 lead. Greg Ludwig goes back on the touch. With 13:51 to go, the Blues looking for their 11th win at home. They had a losing season at home for the first time since 1980 last year, when they won only 10 games here. 15 games here. They now are looking for their 11th win at home this season. And Pellerin, we mentioned, one of the guys benefiting from Joe Quenneville coming on as coach. Pellerin's 5th, 5:52. Murphy and York the assists.
Well, there's that 25%, and another line has to kick in right there.
We haven't heard a St. Louis crowd sound like this for a while.
Isn't that the truth?
They are on it now. I kind of smiled coming up to the airport today, reading the paper. When last time we were here, if you were looking for the Blues stories on a day when they were playing at home, you had to go to page 5 or 6. Today, they have the whole front page and the back page of the sports section was theirs. That's how it's turned around.
And columnists, there were game stories, there were sidebar stories, there were columnists that did stories on the Blues.
Yep, they're just great hockey city. Had gone sour on their team for a while, but they're back with them. On the near side, it's dumped low by Murphy, intercepted by Matvechuk. And Matvechuk dumps it on the near side. The St. Louis D holding up here in this game. They averaging 305 against them per game. Giving up only 2 here, and they've got the 5-2 lead. Grant Fuhr in net, looking for victory number 24 of the season. Third around near side. Conroy tried to hold it in. Jammed away to center. It'll be chased down by Bergevin behind the net. And the Blues will have to play this. Mark Bergevin drops it off. Campbell comes out at center. There's Campbell on the far side. Zubov ahead of him, though. Zubov tried to get it out. Campbell wouldn't let it go. Zubov in the corner. The spin on Conroy. Still not out of the zone. It did come out. Sent back in offside. And that will draw the whistle. 12:33 remaining. A loud crowd at the Kiel Center in St. Louis. The reason is the score. For that one.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, we're happy, happy fans. Oh yeah.
This is such a great hockey city, of course, with this being the 30th year the St. Louis Blues have been in the National Hockey League, and their new building, of course, here housing some 21,000 per games. They're drawing the people back now after that slow start they've had with the coaching change, with the team playing better, and that Blues line getting it done, and Hull scoring hat tricks again. It's an excited city, and well, they should be. Tipped wide, Irbe, and it bounced off his glove, then off the blocker, but was able to hold it out on the dump in from center, really. Cleared ahead by Sador. St. Louis has been there. They're playing D now. Shot wide. Leteau, who had it. St. Louis was changing. Dallas will change right here in a whistle, and we're going to get a high sticking call behind the play, and I think it is a penalty. Yes, it is. It's on Leteau. There's Andy Moog, the backup netminder for the Stars.
You can't be disappointed that he's sitting watching this one tonight the way it's gone, with Brett Hall having such a big night. talked to Ken Hitchcock about his plans for Andy Moog before the game. He said he's going to play about 50% of the games from here on in. That is less than he has played so far, but they want him ready for the playoffs, to the point where Ken Hitchcock has already talked to Andy Moog about 6 days at the end of February and 6 days at the end of March not going on the ice, not playing games, not practicing. They want him rested. He's going to do off-ice training and basically have a week off in February at the end of this month and a week off in March to try to stay ready for the playoffs.
That's what teams who feel they're going to make it will be doing here. Alan Campbell saying that about the Rangers. Hopes to be able to give some of the veterans that he's got on that team a break in that department, getting ready for the playoffs. Then again, you got a shot at home ice. You want that too. Pronger jammed it up. Mateau's out of there on the high sticking call. 14:32 power play opportunity underway. 0 for 3 in the power play for Dallas. York moved over and put that shot on Grant Ledger. York has had 4 or 5 good hits in this game. There's Ledger, who plays it back to center. Dallas trying to get out of this 0 for. They've got in these 3 games 0 for 12 against St. Louis on the power play. Verbeek. Verbeek behind the net, tied up, sent back. Verbeek's in front, shot, score! Pat Verbeek on the one-timer. Great return pass to him out in front from Dave Reed, and it is a 6-3 game, and they've got a power play goal.
Yeah, that's not going to be enough to really help the overall cause in this hockey game, but if it can get Pat Verbeek stoked up and scoring goals for the Dallas Stars, they're going to be even a better hockey team than they are right now. They've not put together a good effort tonight, but they are still a good hockey team. You know, we talked about Pat Verbeek not scoring and his coaching staff saying, look, just keep playing your rugged style. You'll be able to contribute. Fact is, Dallas needs Pat Verbeek to score some goals, especially without Greg Adams and Jere Lehtinen. Those are the 2 wingers Mike Modano has played with most of the season. They're both on the injury list, on the shelf, and this team really misses them. Now, Jere Lehtinen, remember that name. He is one of the real hidden gems in this league, in the National Hockey League.
He's got a knee injury, so he's out of there. The disc problem for Adams. He's due back at the end of the month or the 1st of March. But 2 very strong wingers out of there. Chipped ahead to center. Langenbrunner trying to move in. Langenbrunner trying to move in. Put those 2 names together, and there are 9,000 letters and no name.
Langdon.
Matt Tkachuk back at his own end. A 6-3 score now as the power play converted. 1 for 4 on the power play for Dallas. Modano will dump that one deeper. Kravchuk comes back to get it for St. Louis. Igor Kravchuk will turn that one up. You see the time remaining here in this 3rd period. Brett Hull already has 3 goals. Courtnall on the far side is out there now, not with the threesome. York has come out with him on this line along with Joe Murphy. 3-on-2 the other way. Broughton dishes it off. Fuhr held the net, shot deflected wide. 3-on-2 opportunity right there. They couldn't convert. Rebound back for Turgeon. Turgeon's pass is blocked. Marshall got a piece of that one. Blocking the shot. Had that blocked out deep. Goes back in behind the net. Play by Mark Bergevin, who blocked it. And that's where Turgeon will stay behind Grant Fuhr. Leave it there. They're in no hurry. Pearson looking for room. Brett Hull has come out now. It's Courtnall, Turgeon, and Hull are back out on the ice. Turgeon sends it ahead, intercepted. 3 minutes to go, 3rd period. On the near side, Ludwig's pass partially blocked. Looking ahead for Courtnall, but he'd gone down along the blue line. Dave Reed got it out of there. Lewandyk's pass for Reed deflected. That'll be sent in, and it will be an icing call on the touch, stopping the clock here with 2 minutes and 41 seconds left. The hat trick. Brett Hull has got it. 6-3. St. Louis on top. Yes, a run on those jerseys tomorrow in the shop downstairs here at the Kiel Center.
It is great to be in a Brett Hull jersey tonight, even if your name isn't Brett Hull. People that are wearing the Hull jerseys got their bang for the buck. I'll tell you what, he didn't disappoint anybody.
Hat trick for Hull in this game. Also, he's picked up an assist, and that will be covered by Grant Fuhr. Fuhr is going to get his 20th career win against Dallas. He's 19-9-5 against Dallas in his career, and it will be his 24th win of this season. So Grant Fuhr continues to be what a couple of years nobody thought he could ever be again. A great starting goaltender.
Gosh, he is such an amazing story. Not only from a disastrous hockey year 2 years ago where he had the worst numbers in the NHL, and everybody said, well, look, he just can't play anymore. and then reconstructive knee surgery to come back and play. I mean, he should have been done a couple of times.
That'll be a two-liner, and the face-off will come back into the Dallas zone. NHL tonight coming your way right here on the Deuce. Lots of scores. Bill and I were looking at the scoreboard. Boy, there are some stories around the National Hockey League tonight.
Yep. One team has scored 7. We'll let you hold on that one. One team scored 9 in a victory tonight.
And if they weren't happy in Montreal before tonight's game, they really aren't happy now. Yeah. That is a story in the making in the National Hockey League. Montreal has never had patience for teams that didn't win the cup. What are they going to do for a team that may not make the playoffs?
There was a big story this week in the Montreal Gazette that really kind of cataloged and did a chronology of all of the Montreal Canadiens deals that have led to their downfall. And get this, Artur Zerbe is out of the net. Ken Hitchcock is pulling. There's a penalty coming up here. Rob Schick, it's a hold, I guess.
Holding the stick call, going against the Blues.
But down 6-3 with 2:20 to go.
Campbell will go to the penalty box. Jimmy Campbell, leading rookie scorer. He certainly is going to garner some votes for Rookie of the Year honors, but there's a guy playing net in Pittsburgh who just may take it.
Patrick Lalime?
Yes.
I picked him. I mean, he's, what is he, 18-2-1 now? I mean, you know, he could fall on his face splitting the splitting the duties and still end up above 500. Left of the screen is a stick hold. You can see Grant Marshall, or Bobby Basson rather, 28 for Dallas, being held by Jimmy Campbell, number 10 for St. Louis. So here's a power play for Dallas, and they'll put Artur Zerbe. Hitchcock will put Zerbe back in the net.
This will be the 5th power play opportunity of the game, and the Stars scoring on their last one on the Pat Verbeek goal, make it 6-3. So the penalty killing unit is out there. Conroy able to knock it ahead. St. Louis in penalty killing, 24th at home coming into this game and 17th on the road. Both of these teams have had real problems winning games at home. St. Louis trying to get it turned around. They're 10-14-1 here, while Dallas has had a better road record, even though they are 4 games above 500 at home. Part of that was the pressure here in St. Louis of just the fans being down on Mike Keenan and on the team and all that going on. They should play better here. Fire on Ice coverage of the National Hockey League is Saturday. Flyers and the Devils Saturday at 7:30. Great matchup. Two teams who figure they're probably going to see each other in the playoffs. Flyers with all that scoring and the Devils with all that defense.
Where's the beef? Saturday night.
It'll be a great rematch. Stevens and Lindros get to do it again. Knocked ahead to Pat Verbeek. Power play underway here with 1:45 left to go. A little less than that on the power play. Blues have already scored a shorthanded goal. Hull got that one to get the hat trick today. Neuendijk sends it in. Neuendijk has picked up his 20th in this game. Billy Ord has picked up his 2nd. 2 goals that were scored prior to this period, and Verbeek with a hat with the power play goal in the 3rd. Verbeek working out in the high slot area right now. Neuendijk set up in front. Reed looking to pass, tied up by Pronger. Verbeek comes in to help out. Verbeek moves it back up on the point. Zubov the shot, and that's blocked, and it'll come back to center. There they will regroup.
That might look like a bad play by Zubov hitting the pads, but he had no outlet person. All 3 Dallas Stars went to the front of the net, and Zubov, in trying to get it to them, had to go through pads to do it.
1 minute left to go in the game. 39 left on the power play. Gilchrist drops it off to Broughton. Broughton makes the move into the zone. Broughton sends it into the corner, chased down by Brent Gilchrist. Broughton backed up on top to Hatcher. Hatcher wanted to wrist it, didn't have enough room. Ledyard centering pass, Langenbruen, and it's scored by Broughton. Langenbruen backing it out in front, and Neil Broughton has his 2nd goal in 4 games with the Stars, and it is a 6-4 game, but only 37 seconds left.
Just a little positive reinforcement for Neil Broughton. Another reason to be happy that he's back home. Just realizing that Ken Hitchcock, if he reviews the tape of this game, will be calling me saying, okay, you lost your mind when you said that I pulled Artur Zerbe. In reality, there was a delayed penalty on, so Zerbe headed to the bench. That is what was going on there. So Neil Broughton scores. He's officially back home, but too little too late for Dallas.
Langenbrunner, nice pass from behind the net. Backed it out in front to Neil Broughton. Broughton figures this is it. Probably his last chance. go to the playoffs in the National Hockey League.
You know what he said, Gary? He said he was going to retire at the end of the season, but now he's kind of having second thoughts. He's going to wait and see how the last 25 games of the season go in the playoffs. And why not? If you can, you know, Wayne Gretzky is living proof that you can, after a couple of years of looking like the legs weren't going to thrust you forward fast enough to do much, you can rebound when the head gets happy. I mean, as soon as you're happy in a situation, your legs rejuvenate, and that may just happen to Neil Broughton.
He's had a goal and an assist in tonight's game for Neil Broughton, so he's picked up 2 goals and 6 assists in the 4 games here. NHL tonight coming up. Scotty Bowman, did he get his 1,000th win? We'll be finding out. And the Dominator saving another one. All the highlights, lots of finals. Bill Pito bring you up to date on all of that. NHL tonight immediately following our game. Hull with 4 points tonight. Courtnall with 4 points. Turgeon with 3 for the big line of the St. Louis Blues. A 6-4 lead in it. 26-25. Shots now in favor of Dallas. Pronger coming back. Empty net at the other end with 28 seconds left to go. So Hull is out there. Hull's got a chance of getting 4 goals. Turgeon the shot and missed that one wide. Played by Sador. Hitchcock not going to let it go easy here. Played out by Reed on the far side. Chased down by Kravchuk.
He did pull him this time.
He did pull him. And Hervé is back on the bench. He's just deflected. Good chance for Nieuwendyk. Hull whips at center but couldn't get to it. And this game is over. And the St. Louis Blues have come away with a 6-4 win against the Stars. They're 2-0-1 against Dallas on the season. Playoff positioning continues, led by Hull, who has the hat trick, his 2nd of the season, picked up in this game, and St. Louis moves a couple of games above 500. Our final score, St. Louis winning it by a score of 6-4. This has been a presentation of ESPN2 along with ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Our next game, the Flyers and the Devils on the Deuce. That'll be coming your way Saturday at 7:30 Eastern Time, 4:30 Pacific. For Bill Clement and all of our crew, I'm Gary Thorne. Thanks for joining us, everybody.